disadvantage. It has become a deficit state because most of the revenues come from Hyderabad-based companies. Two, liquor revenues also come from Hyderabad. Therefore, what happens is that for next 5 to 10 years, Andhra will be deficient in meeting its own requirements of the government, unless they are able to actually get more investment pouring in. And the investment both in Telangana and Andhra will have to be primarily on infrastructure development, whether it's roads, ports, whatever it is. One is infrastructure. Two is keeping inflation under control. The third important thing is eliminating corruption. There's too much of corruption has taken place. So that is one thing. And if you ask me, India as a whole, if you look at it, India has 4 strong points. Its democracy is a strong point. We have been conducting elections regularly. Second is actually our demography, a young India, younger people, and luckily they are more educated than their forefathers. So therefore that's a distinctive advantage. Diaspora, all of you are there, who are also contributing, who are also investing in India. That is our strength actually. So many Indians are abroad. In practically 150 countries we have Indians. So their investing in India is also going to be a great benefit for us. The other very important thing is that our decision making has to improve. These 4 things improve. But the adverse benefits are corruption, crime, casteism, communalism. These 4 are our disadvantages. How do we remove the disadvantages, improve on our advantages, is going to be relevant not only for the Indian picture but also in Andhra and Telangana. So it is a common affliction all over the country. The other thing I will look at is that Andhra has some distinct advantage, and that is a 1,000 kilometer shoreline. We can develop a series of ports. That's one strong point. And Gujarat's development has taken place only by maritime board being set up and ports having been developed. And each port itself has engendered a lot of industry. That has been the strength of Gujarat. Andhra can have that strength. We can have a series starting from Kalingapatnam, Visakhapatnam, Gauripatnam, and then Kakinada. Then again we are having actually Machilipatnam, then we have Nizampatnam, then we have also Krishnapatnam. All along we can develop. And one great advantage is Chennai is a big hub, Calcutta is a big hub, Vizag is going to be a big hub. And the connectivity is, luckily if you look at it, you have a rail line stretching all the way from the south till Calcutta. Beside that is the national highway. Beside that the electrical lines run. Beside that the road system. Besides that the Yellow Canal runs. So what it means, water available, railway facility available, road facility available. No port is more than 40 kilometers away from this main corridor. And all to the left of that corridor, if you look from below south, you will find all of that is uplands. So it's not very expensive land. And everywhere connectivity to the port is. Therefore, anything based on imports and export and port related is likely to have a good future. And that is why most of the SCZs are also coming along the port actually. You have one Sri City in Nellore district. You have Shar there, which is Sriharikota, which is the missile base. Then we have also got all along actually the logistics base in Vijayawada. Then you have actually petrochemicals, chemicals complex coming up in the east-west Godavari district stretching up to Vizag. Vizag you have got alumina, bauxite. You can make alumina, you can make aluminium, you can have downstream products of aluminium in that particular area. More upper than Srikakulam, etc. lot of actually Vizag pharma city has developed. More pharma companies are likely to shift from Hyderabad to this one, primarily because pollution controls are becoming stricter in Hyderabad. Therefore, many of them will choose to actually shift. Already, Paidi Bhimavaram has developed. So, I expect some movement of some industries shifting from Hyderabad to then, primarily I would think the pharma industry. Second, as part of the division of the states, they have agreed, Government of India have agreed in principle that for 5 years there will be concessions given to Andhra. Those concessions are primarily like what they had earlier given to the hilly districts of Himachal Pradesh, of Assam, and of Uttarakhand. In those 5 years, what they are expecting is, Government of India referred it to the Planning Commission to say, given the current indices of development, the prospects of new industries, you actually suggest what should be the nature of the definition of what should be the concessions that are available. But one thing broadly has been indicated is excise concession will be given, which means a 16% cost benefit you will have, because you need not pay any excise duties. So definitely. Second, they are saying for the first 5 years, income tax also you will get the benefit, there will be no income tax. But then the question is like the software industry developed because of the STPI scheme, it developed. Now similar thing they are planning to do. How, to what extent within 5 years you can set up an industry is one very important consideration. Second is, will it apply to the existing industry or will it apply only to the new industry that is being shifted? Will it apply to, in the same measure, to industries which are shifting because there is no fresh investments, only movement of investment from one state to the other. So these are matters of clarification which we still have to await the government notification. In the meantime, the Andhra government is actually pressing the Government of India that instead of 5 years, you make it 10 years. Some people are asking for 15 years so that at least the government may concede to 10 years. This is one thing. So we have to watch and wait and see the situation, how it develops as far as the specific nature of the concessions that will be given in that particular area. But that is definitely going to be a very good incentive for giving a thrust to industrialization. And industrialization also, small and medium scale industries, there's a lot of scope. And one scope I visualize is our industry needs to be developed in a big way in India. Because even now our per capita consumption of power is low and we are still now importing a lot of equipment from China. Some companies have started setting up both boiler and generator companies, but we need to actually look at whether we can actually be able to be competitive with China in terms of things. And definitely our products till now have proved to be quality-wise much better than the Chinese products. And the Chinese have a problem. According to their own designs they can supply because it's mass production even of heavy equipment. Whereas if you want it tuned to each particular requirement, they are not able to so quickly do it actually. This is one constraint that China has. But China's advantage is it produces all varieties of steel and steel costs are much lower in China. This is one, because of the scale of operations. Now I come to the next thing. We need to actually, from the economic sense, look at what we call the economics of scale, the economics of scope, the economics of skill, the economics of speed, the economics of sourcing, and the economics of service. How do we actually effectively look at each one of them and have a combination of all these things which suits our requirement? Therefore, for entrepreneurs, I would think agro-processing industry is going to be a very safe bet, because value addition in terms of putting up cold chain, in terms of collecting the vegetables, dairy, milk, for example, all along coastal Andhra, you have marine products, you have fishing, you have got poultry, you have got buffalo meat, you have actually beef, you have all this, and many of them have already started this one. So cold chains. Today potatoes, for example, comes all the way from Bengal and UP. There's no reason why it can't be done. Guntur district, there's a lot of spices grown. There's no reason why a big spice manufacturing industry, because their turmeric grows there, chilies grow there, then you have dhania grown there. So there's no reason why some of these things cannot be done, provided it is done in a modern way. So this is one thing where there is ample scope all along these areas. And the other thing that is very important is technical skills development. Luckily, a large number of people have set up engineering colleges, set up medical colleges, dental colleges, etc. So I have a feeling that the requisite professional skills will be available, except that we have a terrific shortage of faculty. We just don't have the requisite faculty. So what is happening? BEs are teaching BEs without themselves many times understanding what it's all about. So this is one thing which has to be actually, so we should be able to attract, even getting from other places and deploying many retired people who have been working, and also get more of people which have practical experience to come and teach. Today it is all purely theoretical. There is no practical application. So we need actually to rectify it. I happen to be associate engineer. I have been telling them, look here, there are so many people in BHEL, there are so many people in ECIL. Why don't we actually get some just retired people to come and teach? And the way they teach, today you see what's in a diagram they teach, they don't teach them in terms of showing the physical thing. And do you know, in many engineering colleges where they're teaching aerodynamics, they're still teaching an old 1942 Dakota engine. That is the explanation, because they don't actually teach what is latest. One is because industry has not been supporting. So one of the things which I think both the governments must do is, how can they get local industry to sponsor an ITI, to sponsor a polytechnic, give them whatever, at least the management will be far better and you might be able to get better results. This is one thing that I thought is very important. And another thing is that tourism in Andhra is likely to develop much better and much faster than in Telangana for various reasons. Today, you will be surprised to know 80% of the tourists coming to Andhra are religious oriented tourists. And of them, the bulk of them come to see Tirupati temple. The fact of, if you look at the thing. The second very important thing is, lot of Buddhist people are interested. But unfortunately, we have not developed. There are a large number of Buddhists. Amaravati is a Buddhist place. Bhattiprolu is a Buddhist place. Mavikondalu is a Buddhist place. All along the coastal belt, we have actually large. But someone has to actually put the investment in tourism and ensure. Luckily, in Andhra, in the last 5 years, the tourism department has been one of the most active departments. They have been able to do a lot of human service. So that is one very important thing that we can actually look at. The other thing is, I would look at, in terms of Telangana, Warangal is likely to become a big education cum industry center. Karimnagar is likely to be a good agro-processing center. Nizamabad also is likely to be. But something effective has to be done in regard to Nalgonda, Mahabubnagar district. But the districts around Hyderabad have already developed. Today, the highest level of income, district level, is in and around Hyderabad, followed by Vizag. Vizag primarily because large number of public sector undertakings are there. This is the main reason why these two score high actually in this aspect of it. I would expect that